Why isn't this stupid thing working? Ay, 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 ay. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the vlog. I didn't do a vlog last... Well, here, let me turn on the lights first. Hopefully you didn't miss having a vlog. Miss having a vlog? Miss not having a vlog. Hopefully you didn't miss not having a vlog last week. I devoted most of the time that I would have put towards putting together a vlog and a couple of other things to... Oh, I just looked at those lights. I devoted most of that time to putting together the reaction video for Conan the Barbarian, the 1982 Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Hopefully you caught it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, you'll find it in amongst all the videos that I've uploaded recently. If you just go to the Movie Quips channel and check it out, and hopefully you enjoy. Give me some feedback on it. I was actually going to do another one this week, and I was going to do something a little bit different with it, all towards, well, as you know, because I've mentioned it in the past, doing the vlogs and doing the reaction videos. Part of the reason for me doing that was in order to become more familiar and more comfortable in front of the camera. I still haven't really developed any sort of way to either fake it or act it in such a way that it seems as though I'm actually talking to a person, because for me, I'm still standing in front of an inanimate object or several inanimate objects, and talking into the camera, but basically talking to myself. It was a hell of a lot easier years ago during the short stint where I was involved in community TV, because at least there was somebody standing behind the camera who I could then be talking to while looking into the camera. Anyways, 20 years ago, it doesn't matter anymore, right? So yeah, I was going to do something a little bit different with this one, along the lines of what I did last week with... why am I coming so close to the camera? Science fiction, double feature. How about I do the whole video like this? Yeah. But yeah, I was going to do something a little bit different, along the same lines as becoming more comfortable and basically stepping outside of my comfort zone even further, with virtually no script, just a few notes. I've got, well, here I can show you. So here I'll show you what I've got set up here. There's the lights. I've got the netbook on the right, set up with my notes and web browser, and then on the left I've set up the ladder, so it's of course the netbook is of course sitting precariously on a step. I imagine it's going to fall at any point. And then I have my laptop set up on the makeshift podium that I put together from the last set of lights that I kind of sort of broke. And I've got it set up for the movie that I was going to do a reaction video for this week, but it's not going to happen, mainly because I've run out of time. I learned from last week that doing these videos was going to take me not only the length of the movie, but also probably 2 to 3 times more time than the movie runs in order to put together something. I'm just putting the camera back on the tripod and locking it so that it doesn't fall, and at the same time hoping I don't press any buttons on the side. Or did I turn off the camera? Are you still on? It's still on. Or unplug it from the side, because this camera doesn't want to work unless it's plugged in. So yeah, it's been one of those days where you think something that's going to take 15 minutes to set up has taken a couple of hours, and so you run out of time. I do intend on doing a reaction video of The Dark Knight, but it'll likely be next week, where I can make sure that I've set aside enough time to prepare, to actually shoot it, and then all of the editing that will likely be involved with putting together a reaction video similar to the Conan the Barbarian video that I did last week. That way, not that way, that way. But yeah, I was also planning to do a live stream at the same time so that I would have, as far as content, on the one video sharing platform or the couple of video sharing platforms that I'm now using, I would have the truncated reaction video of the movie, and then on another video sharing platform that I'm kind of playing around with now, or trying to anyways, do a live stream where it's unedited and it just goes through and records the entire thing. However, of course, like I said, things that should take 15 minutes are taking forever. This stupid thing doesn't want to actually sign me in, so that's not going to happen. This isn't going to happen. So yeah, I had a whole bunch of plans for this video, and I was thinking, okay, well, if things don't turn out, then I've got a couple of backups, but because the day has gotten ahead of me so badly, that's not a good look for me. Okay, so this was the site where I was going to try and do some live streaming on, and it would just be an unedited video. Beside that, you can see my notes for The Dark Knight, various things that I was going to touch on. You can also see what time it is, and I really don't have much more time to put together a video and upload it. One of my backup ideas was to just do another comic book haul. You see I've got some pretty old books, as well as some relatively new books, as well as some brand new books, including that stupid bag DC nonsense that they were pulling recently. Yeah, good grief. But yeah, there's an old Cerebus, there's an old Samurai from Aircel, which was a comic book company that was based here in Ottawa. Got Invincible Iron Man 100, Judge Dredd, Marvel Tales 55, another Alpha Flight, it's number 5. And it's always a good day when you can find an original Cerebus comic that isn't all screwed up and is one of the earlier issues, this one being 95. Oh yeah, and there's also a new Captain Canuck book. This is an alternative cover. I believe this is cover B from issue 8 of the new Captain Canuck series. I just liked it better than than cover A, but maybe that's just my DIY comic book fandom coming out. So yeah, I was going to do that, so there's my comic book haul. Ta-da! Done in, what, less than 10 minutes? What else was I going to do? I was going to do a walkabout, but that's not going to happen either because of time constraints. I was going to do a walkabout and try to finally get my drone up and running. And I had planned to do that yesterday because it looked like the weather was probably going to actually cooperate for once, but we were still in the weird weather system that's been going across the country, and so we had those beautiful, gorgeous actual spring days where there was virtually no snow on the ground, and then we got clobbered again with that storm that happened while I was getting my G driver's license, doing my exit exam. And then it warmed up again, and we had virtually no snow on the ground. And then, when was it? A couple of days ago. No, it was last week on the 6th, where we had another dumping of snow that happened. And then it snowed the other night on top of that, which is probably why I'm getting the last two snowfalls mixed up. But yeah, there was snow on the ground yesterday morning. It all melted off because the temperature rose during the day, and nature took its course. But at the same time, it really didn't make for a very good day to go out with a drone that isn't waterproof because it was raining for most of the time. So this is my wah video, I guess, because I'm crying and complaining about all the stuff that I was going to do, and it looks as though I'm not going to do anything and don't really have any real content. for you, and I definitely apologize for that. Because one of the things that I kind of promised myself when I started doing the vlog is that I would not do one if I had no real content to show you. But hey, at least I did a comic book haul, and I showed you that I actually do have Netflix, and I gave you an insight into what the next reaction movie reaction video is going to be about, if all goes well. And like I said, I am planning on doing that live streaming stuff, just as an ongoing endeavor to expand into different platforms. If you've noticed, I'm updating on a regular basis on other video sharing platforms. Let's see, was there anything else that I wanted to talk about? Oh, because I didn't do a vlog last week, I wasn't able to refer to a cool thing that the Library and Archives Canada did on April Fool's Day. You might still be able to find it online. What they did is they set up a web page on their site announcing that they had acquired the top secret papers of Wolverine, and they had these really old-looking photostats and really old-looking photographs and all of this official information all set up. And I'll try to see if I can show you some of it on here, just in case it's not available anymore on their site. And then there's also dealing with the one or two Zika babies who have discovered Reddit and have learned to use a keyboard for more than wiping their arses. I was dealing with one the other day who had made a snarky comment regarding one of my highlights videos, where they had determined that my highlight video really wasn't needed. And I'm thinking to myself, and I actually responded to that person in Reddit when I had time. Yeah, okay, so you're happy about the fact that for the most part the local news broadcasters, when they tell you about the new movies that are coming to town, they will run a clip produced in New York about movies that will probably be running in Toronto. One or two of the handful of movies they tell you about will actually be running here in Ottawa. You would much prefer that as opposed to a locally produced video that runs between 2.5 and 3 minutes that tells you about 6 to 7 new movies that actually are screening here in the nation's capital, as well as whatever festivals are coming up in the week or two ahead. You would much prefer to go with what the broadcasters and the professionals have decided to do, as opposed to getting actual useful information about what screenings are happening here in Ottawa. And I just said, well, if you don't care, then that's okay. That's fine. Just ignore my post. But if you do care, you're welcome. Speaking of challenges, no, it's still not letting me into that site. Okay, well, I just wanted to check in, let you know what's going on. I'm sorry that it ended up being a video of non-starters for this week, but I'd rather upload something instead of kind of leaving you in the lurch. The handful of people who actually watch this video. And if you are enjoying these vlogs, then please do let me know. Hell, I didn't even have time to properly set up the back wall. I like to usually switch out a few comics, but I just realized that, holy crap, I didn't even do that. So next week, I am going to try to get this going. I don't know about the live streaming. If this stupid live streaming site isn't going to allow me to log in, then I'm not going to futz with it, and I'll just continue with doing the reaction. As far as the movie trailer reaction videos, I'm really not too sure about that anymore. I still have access to the content provided to me through EPK TV to use in my videos, but the attitudes and the vitriol that is still being foisted upon people who do reaction videos in general, and I don't know what arrangements or anything they have set up, and I don't really care, but they're taking the brunt of it. I really can't be bothered to deal with any of it, so I've just opted to stop doing them for now. I would like to continue doing them because I do enjoy doing them, and I as well as supplying a different kind of content for the site. And but it may end up being that I just don't. I do them, but I just don't upload them to particular video sharing platforms. So this has been a bit of a meandering vlog in the hopes that I don't have to do too much editing so that I can get this uploaded. But anyhow, take care and check in next time. Hopefully things will work out for what some of the things are that I have planned. Have a good one. Cheers.